They got you, Keita.
Hey there, how's it going? It's the Green Okie. I'm just coming to you, letting you know what my review of the Rainbow Mountain is. It kind of looked like some some cake to me whenever I first saw it. I kind of wanted to eat it to kind of just see if it was kind of like a Willy Wonka in a chocolate factory, something like that. It's very beautiful once you get up there and see it in person. And the reason it looks the way it does is because of the colors, like the minerals in the earth give it that appearance. But I want to talk about my trip with Peru Hop to Rainbow Mountain. So basically, my overall take from it was satisfying. It was like if I hadn't done maybe paragliding, that may have been the second best thing I did here in Peru besides Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu is like number one because of the historical significance. But when I went paragliding, that was like so exhilarating and thrilling that's number two on the things to do in Peru at the National Reserve. But that's a whole nother video. So for me, the Rainbow Mountain trek, it was a lot harder. And I think, the elevation is higher than Machu Picchu. So I found myself within the first, can I say, 5-7 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes in, it felt like I had ran 2 miles because of the elevation. The elevation is so high compared to like living in Oklahoma. The plains and everything was kind of low, and my body was just constantly trying to adapt to the climate and the elevation. So I was like, even though I was walking, each time I took a step, I was out of breath, like I was in a ring with Mike Tyson or or whoever your favorite boxer, UFC fighter is. It literally, it zaps everything out of you. I don't know how, really. I was thinking it was going to be easy, but it was the farthest thing from easy. It was just hell, man. But when you get to the end, and once again, just like with Machu Picchu about going early, it's the same thing with the Rainbow Mountain here in Peru. You have to go early in order to get the best experience. So what is early? Okay, so early means going at 3 o'clock a.m. So that means waking up at 2 a.m. to get ready to leave out at 3 a.m. And I know what she's saying, like, oh my God, like, well, are they gonna like pick me up for real exactly at 3? And I will tell you this, yes, they are picking you up exactly at like 3. Only like basically outlier will be if they change something up at the last minute for your convenience, not really theirs. Maybe they overbooked. That was maybe the only little flaw I saw, maybe overbooking for it. But them going at 3 a.m. made so much sense once I finished taking all of my pictures at Machu Picchu, at Rainbow Mountain. So Rainbow Mountain has about 3,000 tourists who visit it per day. And sometimes the weather gets in the way whenever you go up. So if we would have left at 4 o'clock, 4:30, anything after 4:30, I wouldn't have been able to get as good of many, as good of a picture as I would have at 3. And this is because of the, can I say, the swelling of tourists there. And it's just so many people trying to get that same shot, that same classic photo, that same rainbow cake, fruit cake looking mountain or whatever, picture, So you're not the only one there, It's people right on your trail. And I think it was like a 2-hour drive up the mountain just to get there. So you have to take a 2-hour bus. So that means if you would have left at 4, that means it's a whole lot more people who wake up at 6 a.m. rather than 3 a.m. It's a whole lot more people who wake up at 10 a.m. versus 6 a.m. And then you have to take into account the weather. The weather literally changes. It's like God or Jesus is just like pushing a button, and it's like, okay, good pictures, now you get crappy pictures. Good pictures, now you get crappy pictures. Now you get fog, now you get no fog. It's literally like the gods is just controlling everything. So you really have to go at 3 a.m. And this is also because, like, even when I was leaving Rainbow Mountain, it started to hail. So luckily for me, I had on this good cowboy hat, and this cowboy hat is kind of based off the good and the bad, the ugly that Clint Eastwood wore in that movie. So it's a good felt, 3 times wool. It also kept my head warm. However, I did sweat a lot whenever the temperature was not so cold, but this was the perfect hat for kind of traveling throughout Peru. I really didn't need like a beanie per se. You can have a beanie if you want, if you're a beanie type of person. But this is the hat I kind of recommend if you're kind of just traveling, something like that, or maybe just a beanie or something like that. But the Rainbow Mountain was very worth it. It was worth it for 2 reasons. And the first reason was your, can I say, iron will to continue. So basically, the saying goes, nothing in life is free, nothing in life is easy. If it's too good to be true, it probably is, and it's not worth it. This is what can be said for Rainbow Mountain as well. And whenever you get there, you literally have to push yourself to go. If you're not in good shape, if you're not in some type of conditioning for your body and whatnot, the mountain will defeat you. It really will. It will defeat you hands down. So if it wasn't for that precursor, that before you even get to the Rainbow Mountain, those pictures wouldn't be worth so much. But whenever you take those pictures after doing the trek to get to Rainbow Mountain, the picture is worth your sweat, tears, body aches, your murmurs, your complaining, your heavy breathing. It's worth the pain once you get up there. It's nothing in life is easy or worth having, if you don't work hard for it. So when you go up that mountain, it literally, it's a whole journey. It really is. And when you get there and you take those pictures, you know the hard work that it took. And you have this beautiful picture to prove it. So don't let your hard work and your beautiful picture be ruined by so many people. Go early, around 3 a.m., beat the crowds, and you'll have something to look back on for the rest of your life. And I'll give Rainbow Mountain about 4 out of 5 stars. It was worth it. It was definitely worth it. So that's my review. Thanks.